In the meantime, we got some news.
Oh, yeah. We gonna do some news.
And your news, sponsored by
Martin Jetco, heating and air conditioning, more reliable than your news source.
Okay, so today is a critical day in the search for the Ocean Gate submersible craft. Things are not looking great. They
Right.
still, no news, basically. The only news that we have is they started out with 96 hours of oxygen supposedly.
Right.
That's best case scenario. 96 hours later was 6:08 St. Louis time.
Awful.
So most likely they have run out of oxygen.
Buddy.
So now it is, originally this was a search and rescue, and now this is a recovery operation.
Yeah, they haven't said that yet, but over the last couple of days, some former employees at this Ocean Gate, they've raised some red flags about the safety of this submersible.
Was there something that could go wrong with it?
The fact that it was run off a cheap video game controller.
I don't understand what could.
Somebody had sent us an instant feedback before saying they bought the same controller that the Xbox controller they were using to power this thing, to control this thing, and they said it broke after 2 hours.
Gosh. And I'm sure they
in
went.
their house.
I could see this CEO going to GameStop, getting a used one that says a little cheaper, and that was only $10. That's a good deal.
The fact that they had a bathroom on board with a makeshift curtain and you were whizzing into a bottle.
Well, what did they say? It was about the size of a minivan.
I know, but these are people that have
what do you have, a bidet?
millions of dollars that you have an opportunity to use, you can construct
You
something
can't
better
hold
than
it?
this. You can't hold it? Ugh.
So I played this earlier. Here's a U.S. Navy captain retired talking about what the passengers could be going through as the oxygen starts running out in the submersible.
They're breathing in the oxygen, and so the oxygen levels are going down. They're bleeding it in from the scuba tanks, but they're also exhaling carbon dioxide. So it's a poison. And so what's happening is by now they're starting to get headaches, you get nausea, you start to get confused, and eventually you poison yourself. So you want to remain calm, breathe slowly, relax, don't use any air.
Nightmare.
Yep.
Don't use any air.
Don't use any air.
Breathe, but don't use any air.
Local story here making the rounds. The director of a daycare center in Manchester in trouble after meth was found on the floor of the infant room.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, these babies are wild.
You got to get on their level. As an employee, you need to get on their level, and only meth gets you there.
They're on sugar. You got to get on adult sugar.
The daycare is called Kids Play. 36-year-old Nicole Doster was the director. She was charged yesterday with possession of a controlled substance and 8 felony counts of endangering the welfare of a child. So police said that back on the 16th, which was last Friday, I guess another employee had found a baggie with a white crystal substance on the floor where 8 babies were being cared for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh.
So procedure goes, they call police immediately.
Right.
Police talked to Nicole after finding the baggie. She let them search her purse, where they found another baggie with the same stuff inside. I put myself in the place of this woman knowing you're busted.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how long she's been doing this, how long she's been taking meth to work with her. But when the cops are like, hey, can we search your bag? Like, what's going through her head at that time?
Well, if you're in that state, wouldn't you be pretty, probably
Chill?
peaceful? You're like, sweet, yeah, dude, check it out.
Dude, her eyes are the size of half of her face.
Well,
And she's doing
you see the mugshot?
No, I have not. Is that how she looks?
There's a part of it. You're caring for kids.
Yeah.
Our most precious commodity.
Sure. Little babies.
If my kid was there, I'd be furious.
Absolutely.
There's a part in my heart that feels, this woman is a drug addict.
Yeah. And
That definitely needs some help.
needs some help, needs to get the help for sure.
Thank God.
And hopefully this is a wake-up call for
Yeah,
her.
thank God no kids were hurt.
But ask me if my kid was there, if I would have the same kind of compassion. Probably not right away.
Sure.
So she wound up admitting, yeah, she's taking meth. She was immediately fired. The daycare then contacted all the families impacted. The daycare facility is cooperating with police. She doesn't own the place. She's just in charge of the day-to-day, or was in charge of the day-to-day operations. I believe it's a family-run facility. They have a couple different places. But boy.
Well, they're probably they're embarrassed and horrified, probably just as much as the public is.
Well, and the family that runs a place says, "Hey, man, we background checked her. She's gotten a record.
Right.
So how are we supposed to know?"
This is
And
their
they
first
have,
offense.
like a kitchen area for the employees where you keep your meth. You don't put it in.
In the
No.
care room, right?
Not in the care room. But yeah, that's a local story. Amazon Prime Days have been announced, coming up July 11th through July 12th. That's a big deal.
Can I have somebody's password? Because I don't have.
You don't have Amazon Prime?
No, we kind of go through waves of it. We never subscribe for the whole year. We say, if a show comes out,
You don't have the Prime subscription though. So what do you pay for every Amazon box gets delivered to your
Well, I
house?
guess
we don't buy on
25.
Amazon that often, to be honest.
If it's over 25, isn't it free anyways? Like $25 worth of purchases
don't
or
know.
something like that?
Sometimes, yeah.
So I think Walmart's the same way. If you use, so you really don't have to pay for them.
Yeah, we're like old school.
Yeah, if you order over a certain amount.
I think Prime is like free 2-day shipping on everything.
Our latest subscription to Amazon was because I wanted to watch that Daisy Jones and the Six show, because everybody wouldn't stop emailing me about it. And so I had like a month of, it's like, all right, I'm going to bust this out. And then I ordered like 2 things. I don't
It's
shop on Amazon.
$139 a year.
Yeah, but I don't even spend that much on Amazon a year. So
So
It is
you have
so
to be an Amazon
expensive.
Prime member to score all the deals coming up over the 24-hour sale. So again, a membership costs $139 a year.
what I do is I ask my best friend, because we got our RoboVax. We bought the same one. And I said, hey, get it for me for Prime Day, and I'll PayPal you. And that's how I roll with Amazon
like it.
Prime.
Yeah. Last 2 years, we have made it hard. Like we're definitely canceling Prime, and then like a month later, you see the charge. Like, oh, I guess we got another year here. And okay. Oops.
Yeah, they get you for the whole year.
I know. It's like,
Well, I tell you what, though, there are scams, though. There are Amazon Prime Day scams where they say to avoid clicking on products with no reviews. Just about every item for sale will have reviews, good or bad. So if there are none, consider that your warning.
Okay.
People trying to scam you out of money on Amazon.
No reviews.
So also they say if the price just seems too good to be true, it probably is. So do some comparison shopping for the same item. If there's a vast difference, you could be dealing with a seller. Right, because Amazon pulls in third-party, right, sellers. So make sure you click on the Amazon Prime box and just try to avoid some of these scams. So that's happening July 11th through the 12th. If you're a manager at a place with a lot of cubes, be prepared for no work to be done those days.
Absolutely no work.
Any sensible person knows that pointing a laser at an airplane is probably the worst idea in the world, right?
I would say so. They don't seem to enjoy that much.
People could die when you do that. People could die.
Yeah, what happens with that? Like the laser gets pointed, and like what happens to the plane, or what the
It hits the wing
electronics?
chops off, and
Well, no, you blind the pilot. Another reason not to do it is the FBI will know your location almost immediately. You will get caught. You will do serious time.
Okay.
So here's an airline pilot with a story about how fast the FBI reacted when one was pointed at her during a flight.
Do you think it's funny to shoot a laser at an airplane? It's not. I was getting lasered, so it's a green laser that flashes, and they try to blind the pilot. I think people think it's funny. I just put my head down with my passenger and just flew by the instruments, and then I let LaGuardia Tower know that we're getting lasered right now, and then they've just vectored us back home. The FBI called me. They narrowed it down within a 0.3-mile radius of the top of the building that someone was shooting the laser at me. They will find you. You will go to jail.
Oh, yeah.
dang.
Oh, they're serious about it, too.
Amazing.
Now, with that being said, a guy from Indiana is accused of pointing a laser at a Metro Air Support helicopter in our area. So 47-year-old Jason Foster was indicted in federal court on one count of aiming a laser at an aircraft. The incident happened back on February 21st. He was just arrested on May 31st in Indiana. The pilots of the helicopter say the laser temporarily blinded him. Wow. And we've all seen those St. Louis Metro Air Support helicopters. Jason pleaded not guilty to the federal charge. If convicted, he could be looking at up to 5 years in prison or $250,000 in fines.
Wow.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.